In this video, we will learn about routing in React. So, what is routing? Routing enables navigation among views of various components. So, in the previous lessons, we have created various components. So, one powerful technique of navigating between various components is routing. It also allows changing the browser URL and keeps the UI in sync with the URL. So it matches the URL, and based on the URL, the UI responds to it. So it gives a very powerful user interface and allows us that the UI is in sync with the URL, and hence we can share URLs, we can use URLs for a lot of other purposes. So, how do we implement routing in React? As React is just a JavaScript library, it does not have a built in routing. So, to use routing in React, we use another library, which is the React Router library, and we can just go ahead and install it using the npm install react router DOM. So, in our VS Code in our terminal, we can just go ahead and type in this command and install our React Router DOM. How do we use React Router and what are its key components? So, the first important component is browser router. Now, what is the purpose of browser router? It keeps the UI in sync with the URL. Is the parent component that is used to store all the other components, and typically the way to use it is to wrap the application in a browser router, and the way we will do it is wrap the application in our index.js with browser router. So once we wrap our application with this component browser router, it will ensure that the UI is in sync with the URL. The next important component is link. So when we click on a link, the link will go to a URL. So the mapping is used with a link. So what is a link? A link is used to create links to different routes and implement navigation around the application. And it works very similar to the HTML anchor tag, which is the link tag that we have typically used. And the advantage of this is that it works without page reload. So because the page is not getting reload, so it gives us the interface or the feeling of an application, and it responds very fast to the user. Then there is route. Route renders some UI when its path matches the current URL. So route is used to define, depending upon the URL, which component needs to be rendered, and it is usually defined in the main component of the application. Redirect, as the name suggests, redirects from a URL to a new URL. So it is used for redirection. And the fifth and the final component that we will study in our basics apps is switch. Switch is used to render only the first route that matches the location rather than rendering all matching routes. So when we have defined our routes, multiple routes have been defined. So we encapsulate those routes within a switch so that the first route that matches will be rendered. Important, because the first match will be rendered, define the correct order of routes as switch will render the first route it matches. This is a very common mistake that a lot of developers and learners do. So ensure that you have not committed this mistake while writing your code. Remember this. So let us build a very simple application wherein we will use all these concepts. So create an application which displays links to home, contact, and products and renders details depending on the given URL. So /home will render home, /contact will render contact, /products will render products, and the slash will redirect it to slash home. So this is our objective. Let's do it. So the first thing you need to do is just go to your terminal and install React Router DOM by typing in the command npm install React Router DOM. Once you have installed it, the first change we will do is to the index.js, and the purpose here is to wrap our application within the browser router. So let's import from React Router DOM. And what do we need to do? We need to wrap our application within the browser router. So this is our first step. So now what we have created here is a very simple application which has a main component, a nav bar. The nav bar has a few links to home, products, and contacts. These are anchor tags. And then we have these components, home, contact, and products that we have created. What do we want to do? That when we click on these links in our nav bar, we should be able to render these components. So let's go to our main component, and in our main component, we will import. What all do we need? We need route, we need switch, and we need redirect in our main component from React Router DOM. So we will implement these. Now let's go to our nav bar and see what are our links here. So we have these anchor tags. Let's replace them with links. So import link from React Router DOM. And what we will do is we will just replace this with a link. And when we replace it with a link, the href is not a property of the link. We replace it with 2. So that's the change we want to do. So let's do it for the others. So we have made all the changes in the navbar. Now let's go back to our main component, and we now need to define our route. So here we can start writing our route, and we need to wrap our route within a switch. So let's put a switch in, and within that, let's say route path is equal to. So let's say the path is slash home. So what are our paths in navbar? We have slash home slash products. So if we say the path is slash home, then what is the component we want? Component is equal to home. Next route is path is equal to slash contact, and component is equal to contact. Route path is equal to products, component is equal to products, and we want the slash also, so we are putting that last. So we will just do a redirect on it. Path is equal to slash. So in redirect, we will not say path, we will say from is equal to slash and to is equal to slash home. So we are putting it at the last. We could have also said here, if we did not want to use redirect, we could have just said route path is equal to slash component is equal to home. So we could have done this also. Remember here, we will put it at the end because slash will match every path. So switch will just match the first one. So it's important we put it in the end. What's the difference between this route and redirect? The route and redirect difference we can see. Let's first say run it without the redirect and let's test it. So it gives us a default error. Let's go back. So I forgot to put it in the. So this is an important error. So we get our page. Now you can see here the URL is localhost colon 3000 and it is showing the home page. Why is it showing the home page? Because if we go back to our main component, we are saying path is equal to slash component is equal to home. If we had instead used the other thing, the redirect, let's see what do we get. We get here that when I go to my portal, which has that URL, or let me just click it, it gets redirected. So the URL here becomes slash home. So that's the difference between the two. If I click on products, it's giving me the products component. If I click on contact, it's giving me the contact component. If I click on portal, it redirects, and home gives me home. So these are the steps that we use in defining a very simple route. So let's just recap them. In our index.js, we wrapped the main component in a browser router. Our links were refreshed. The href tags were replaced by the links with the two. In our main component, within a switch, we defined all the routes. And it is important that the correct order of the routes is defined because switch will render the first route it matches. So what will it do? It will just match it, and whichever the first one it matches will just get rendered here. So if it matches slash home, then the component home will just get rendered within this switch. Now there are certain props that are passed by a route. These props, there are these three main types of props: history, which provides the session's navigation history; location, which represents where the app is now; and match, which contains information about how a route matched the URL. So let's just go back to our application and see these props. So here, this is the application we had created. Now, if we just look at the components, we can see everything is wrapped within the browser router. Now let's search for our component home here. So we can see our home component, and in the props, you can see we have these three props: history, location, and match, which are props that the route passes to any component. Now, if in a route we want to pass some props of our own or some custom props, how do we do it? We will use render instead of component. So far we have just used a component. Instead of that, we will use render. Inside render, define an arrow function with the props as parameter to render the component. And inside the component, then we can pass the custom props as we are used to doing it. And one important thing is we will need to spread the props. So the props which are coming as parameters to the arrow function, we will need to spread the props. So the three props that we saw, match, history, and location, if we don't spread them, will not be passed to the component in this custom props. We will need to spread them. So let's look at an example. So in the earlier app in the state, have information for contact and products and pass it as custom props in the route. So here in the state, we have information on products and we have information on contact. And we want to pass these as custom props to these components when the path is matched, and then render these in that component. So let's do it for contact. So here we will not say component, we will say render is equal to, and we will use an arrow function in which we pass props as a parameter. And here we will just define our component contact. So now what are the things we need to do in contact? First, we will need to spread our props like we discussed so that these props are available. If we don't spread these props, then we will not get the match, history, and location. So always remember to do it. We also need to pass our contact. So let me just say contact is equal to, and let me destructure them. So const products comma contact equal to this dot state. So this is the way we will pass a custom props. Let's go back to our contact. Now here we will receive our props. So I can just say const contact is equal to this dot props, or we could have also said, go back to it, we have email and address. Email comma address. Welcome to the contacts page. Email is email. Address is address. So we have passed these as custom props to our contacts page. Let's test it. So here, if I go to contacts, I get my email and my address. If I go ahead and do an inspect again and go to the components and search for contacts. So now here in the contacts, there are four props. There is the contact that we passed as custom props and the history, location, and match. If I don't spread those props, if I go back and don't spread those props, let me make that change and test it again. Here we can see in our contact, we just get one prop. We are not getting those three default props that we were getting by route. So it is very important that we always spread them and add them here. Let's do the same thing now for the products. So I'll just copy my render. So here we are calling the component products. So we are passing the props products and we are spreading this. Let's go back to our products. So here we get the list of the products, and just let, so we have ID, brand, category, and product. So let's destructure it. And we can just, the standard way that we do it, we can just use a map, products dot map, pr goes to, and here we can just use the standard pr dot, what are the names, id, brand, category, and product dot id. So this should display the products in a table. Let's go ahead and test it. So if I go to products, I get all the products which have been displayed as a table. So we passed the custom props here in our main component to both our contact and for our products. Let's look at the next concept, route parameters. Route parameters are part of the URL that change based on the object to display. So for example, we want to show these products and the details of products. So slash products slash px101 and slash products slash px245 will display details of px101 and px245 respectively. The last part of the URL here is the ID or the name or the model of that product. So is the parameter where a dynamic portion of the URL can be matched by putting a colon before it. So that's the purpose of route parameters, that we can now dynamically match it. Otherwise, in our earlier model, we'll need to create so many routes. So now we can just do dynamic matching. So it gives us a lot of advantage. Another concept that came up with ES6 that we will use here is literal template. So literal template provides new features to create a string that gives more control over dynamic strings. It's created using the backtick, this character, and dynamic strings are created using the dollar and the bracket syntax, where an expression is placed within the brackets. So hello dollar name. So name, if it's a variable, it will just create a string. So if name was Jack, it will just create Jack. Hello, Jack. Similarly, course colon dollar course lecture dollar lecture will replace the values of course and lecture here and create a string. So this is a very, very powerful technique, and we will just see how it makes our life so much simpler. So in the application that we are creating so far, create a component product to show the details of a product. Define route to show the route of the product using route parameters in the URL slash product slash colon ID. So we are using route parameters here. Also in the products page that we created so far, make the ID of each product clickable and navigate it to this. So we'll use a link there and put the URL, the to, as this value. And this is where we will use a literal template. So let's just go ahead and do this exercise. So in our main component, let's first define our path, a route. So we can just say route path is equal to slash product slash colon id. So here it will match the id, and we can just say component here is equal to product. But we would want to, when we want to display the details of the product, we will need to pass it as props. So let's use the render model. So we will just say render is equal to product. We will spread the props, and we will just say products equal to, we will pass all the products. So we have defined a route parameter with a dynamic path here. Let's go to our product component. So we have a standard simple product component here. So this is where we would need to render it. So in our render, how do we get this ID? So the way to get this ID is, let's just say const this dot props dot match dot params. So in our props, we had seen there are three props that route injects: history, location, and match. So the route parameters come in the match dot params, and they will have the name is the same that we specified here in our route ID. So which is the name we are using here to pick it up. We are also getting const products this dot props, and let us just filter it. So like we can let pr is equal to products dot find, or let's just call it product pr, such that pr dot id is equal to id. So these props, these route parameters that we get are always in the string form, so we can use it here to match it. And now here we can just say product id is id, brand is product dot brand, category is product dot category, and our name is, what was our fourth field? Product. Let's call it name here is product dot product. So we have created our product component where we are displaying those details. Now what do we need to do? The third part was that when we are displaying the products, we want this to become a clickable. So we will import link react router DOM, and here we will create a link. Within the link, this is the text we will display. And what do we need to do? We need to specify the 2. So the 2 will be equal to, now what should be the 2? The 2 should be actually be equal to slash product and the id, whatever is the id, which is pr.id. So there are multiple ways to do it. We could have used string concatenation as we have been doing it so far. We will use literal template here. So we will just put a back slash product, and here in the id we want the id, so we will just put pr.id. So that value will get replaced here, so we will get that link. So you can see the convenience and the ease that the literal template gives us. So practice it a bit and get into the habit of using literal templates. So this should create a link. Let's go ahead and test it now. So on the products page, we can see we have links here. If I click on say A237, notice the URL, it's become /product/A237 that we wanted, and the details are getting displayed here. If I go back to my products page, click on something else, we are getting those details here. So this is exactly what we wanted. If we just retrace our steps, in our main component, we added the route. And in the route, we used route parameters. And how did we use the route parameters? With the colon ID. When we went to our product component, in the match.params, we got the same ID that we created there. So the name is the same. And we used that to display the product. And in our products, we created the link. And here we used literal template to create the link. Let's look at the next exercise. A product has the fields category and brand. We have already seen that. Make the brand and category clickable in the products and product component, which navigate to the URLs /brand brand name and /category category name. Use the products page to display the details. So when we click on the brand, it should go to this URL. So if the brand was Pepsi, it should go to /brand/Pepsi. Or if the category was beverages, it should go to /category/beverages. And we should display all the beverages using the products page that we have created so far. So the first thing let's do is that in our products page, let us just create the link. So for the brand, let's create the link. Link 2 is equal to, and we will use our backtick /brand. And what's the brand name? It will be this value $pr.brand. So this will create a link. And what's the value we want to display? pr.brand only. So let's just put that here. Similarly, let me just copy this link and put it here. And we want it to be category here, and it is /category/pr.category. So we have created links here. If we go ahead and check, we can see these are links. So those links have been created. Next, let's go to our main component and define our route. So we could have defined a route here. We can define it anywhere here, but before the slash. So path here is equal to /brand/ let's say call it slave name. So that is our, or we can just call it say value, whatever value we are getting. And render is equal to, again the standard way, props. And we want to use the products page here. Let's spread our props. Let's pass the products. and here we will pass another field to know that we are getting it from brand. So let's call it display is equal to brand. We'll close our product and our route. So this is a route we have created. So we are rendering products here, and in the products we are passing the props, but we are passing another custom prop, which is display is equal to brand. Let's do it for category. So I'll just copy this route, category, and in that case, let's just call it display is equal to category. So we are displaying it based on the category, we are displaying it based on the brand. Now, if we go to our products page, so in our products page, we are also getting, we will get products, comma, display as props. The second thing we can get is const value is equal to this dot props dot match dot params. So what was value? Value was the value we are sending here, the colon value. Now in this case, we are also calling products in a different way. Where are we calling it? We are calling products here, where we show all the products, in which case neither do we have the colon value nor do we have the display. So what would be the value in such a case? The value in such a case would be undefined. So let's, based on it, filter it. So we can just say we want to filter it. So let's just say display. If the value of display is truthy, then we want to filter. Otherwise it will we don't want to filter products, we want to show all the products. And if we want to display, if we want to filter, then we can just say products dot filter pr, such that what do we want? Pr and the display, this field should be equal to value. That is what we want. So we will filter on this value. Otherwise we want to show all the products, and let's call it let products 1 is equal to this. Now we have filtered it. So depending on whether the display value was truthy or falsy, if it is truthy, we have filtered it on that basis. So here either it will say pr.brand is the value we get, or pr.category, depending upon what we got. And now here, instead of using products, I can just use products 1. So let's test it out. So here we are on our products page. If I click on Pepsi, I get the 2 Pepsis. If I go back and click on dairy milk, this works perfectly fine. If I click on beverages, I get all the 4 beverages. Perfect. If I click on chocolates, I get that. And this is working fine. So again, just as a recap, here we defined our routes, and in the routes, we defined the colon value. So we used route parameters, and we used the, in the route parameters, we added another custom prop, which was display, to tell us what to display, or brand by brand or by category. And the value told us which brand or which category to tell it for, to display it for. And if this was not being specified, which meant that we had to show all, which is what we did here using this ternary. We can also do it for now for product. So in the product, we can just put a brand, and we can put this into a link. So I'll need to first import link from React router DOM. 2 is equal to brand slash dollar. That's the value we want to show. So the 2 is done. And now what is the value we want to show? Product dot brand. So exactly the same way. Similarly, let me create the link for category. So now we can see that. Let's go ahead and test it. So if I click on a product, we get both these are clickable. Let me click on Coca-Cola and we get those products. If I click on beverages, I get brand. So that's the problem. So what should have been here? Category. So standard copy and paste errors. Let's go ahead and check it again. Chocolates, I get all my chocolates. So both from a products and the product page, we have been able to do it. And note, this is so powerful that the URL is also not showing us and telling us where we are. So the other power of this URLs is that now it can be used for SEO. It can be shared as a link. So if I share this as a link, this exact page will come up. Let's look at the next exercise. Make the course app as shown in the demo. So here we have the courses app, and when I click on courses, it just gives me the list of courses, which is React, Angular, and JavaScript. And the same have also been shown in the navbar. And the link goes to redirects to /welcome. If I click on React, it shows me the details of React and the lectures here. And if I click on it, it just shows me the details of the lecture. Same for Angular and same for JavaScript. So this is the demo of the app that we need to build. So if you look at the app would have the components, the main component where the state and the routes are defined. And what are the routes we need? We need /course and the name of the course, /lecture, the name of the course and the lecture ID, /welcome, and / which gets redirected to /welcome. Then the other components we need are navbar, course page, lecture, and welcome. So whenever we are defining such an app or we are creating such an app, it is good to kind of draw a construct of the components that you want and the routes that you are looking to implement. It typically helps you in structuring the whole application. So let's go ahead and implement it now. So what we have created here is just some skeleton components, the main component, navbar, welcome, course page, and lecture. It's just in the navbar that we have just gone ahead and created those links, the links to the /course /react /course /angular and /course /javascript. Let's go to the main component. The main component has the data on the courses and the lectures. And let's start writing the main component. So the first thing we will need to do is our imports. So import, what all do we need? We need route, we would need switch, and we would need redirect. So let's import them from React router DOM. Now what are the routes? If we make our list of routes, we had 4 kinds of routes. We had /course /name of the course. Then the next one we had was /lecture /name of the course and /ID of the lecture. Then we had /welcome and we had slash, which would get redirected to slash welcome. So these are the routes we need to define. So let's just go and put a switch, and obviously this one will come last, and the rest we can define in any order. So let's just say route path is equal to slash course slash colon, say let's call it say course name. And what do we do on this path? We will just render. Why will we use render? Because we will need to pass these details, so that is why we need custom props. Props goes to, and the name of the component here would be say course page. We will spread the props. And what is the other props we want to pass? We want to pass the lectures. So let's destructure it. Const lectures is equal to this dot state. Lectures is equal to lectures. And let's close our component, the render, and the route. So some error here, let's just check it. Props goes to, there should be no bracket here. So we have created the route for the course. What's the next route? The next route is for the lecture. So let's just create that. So what's the path? Lecture, course name, and let's call it say lecture ID. And again, there will be a colon here because we are using route parameters. So this will be the component lecture, and this was, and we will just pass the same props here. Lectures is equal to lectures. Do we need any other prop here? No, we do not need it. Next, what do we need to do? We need to define route path is equal to slash welcome, and the component in this case is welcome, and then we need to redirect. So let's just redirect. From is equal to slash, and to is equal to slash welcome. So let me delete this now. So this should create our main component. Let's go ahead and implement our welcome. So in the welcome, what do we need to do? We will just show a welcome message. So let's say h4 welcome and choose your course, and we will just show the links of the courses. So let me just import link from React router DOM, and let us create the link. Say link to is equal to slash course slash React, and a break. So the other ones are Angular and JavaScript. Let's just check the spellings. So JavaScript has an S small. So this should give us our welcome. Now what do we need to do? We need to implement our course page. So on our course page, what do we want to show? We want to show course name. So let's just put it in, say, an H4. Course name is. So what do we need here? First, we will need to get our things from the props. So const course name, and this we will get from this dot props dot match dot params. So this will be passed as a param. Also we need the lectures, so const lectures is equal to this dot props. So this was passed as the custom props. And what do we need to show? We need to show all those lectures with this course name. What's the field in main component? It is course. So we can say let lectures 1 is equal to lectures dot filter lect such that lect dot course is equal to course name. So these are the lectures we want to show. So let's first show the course name. So this is fine. Now we want to show the lectures. So let's just put H4 list of lectures, and let's put it in a list. So we will need to use a map. So I can just say lectures 1 dot map lecture goes to, and let me just put a li. So in this li, what do we need to show? We will just show the lecture dot, let's say, what do we want? So we have the lecture ID and the topic. So lecture dot ID colon lecture dot topic. So we will get these details. So let's test it so far. So we are getting the welcome page, seems to be working fine. Let me go to React and I get the list of the lectures. Now we want to make these lectures clickable. So how can we make them clickable? So let's just import a link. Import link from React router DOM. Now let's put a text here also, say lecture ID this. Let's make it. Link to is equal to. Now we will use literals. So we need slash lecture. We need the course name. So how do we get the course name? Course name. Then we need the ID. Lect dot ID. So this is our link. Now we can just put our text. So this should create our link. If you go to our main component and a course page, we have put these in the wrong order. Let's just correct it. So next we now need to implement a lecture. So let's just go to lecture. Now what does lecture get as, if you go to the main component? So we call lecture with the props and the list of the lectures, and it gets course name and id from the match.params. So let's do that. Const lectures is equal to this dot props, and from the route parameters, what does it get? It gets course name comma lec id is equal to this dot props dot match dot params. Once we have gotten the lecture id and the course name, let's just find the lecture from the lectures. So we can just say lectures dot find lect such that lect dot id is equal to lec id. Now that should be our lecture, and we can just say let lecture equal to this. Once we have found our lecture, let's just display the details. So h4 lecture, you can just say h6 id is lecture dot id, then we have course is lecture dot course, and then we have topic is lecture dot topic. So this should work for us. Let's go ahead and test it. So now if I click on here, cannot read property id of undefined, so lecture is coming undefined, whereas if we look at the url, we are getting 48. So it means this find has failed. Let's go back to our main component. So 48 was this, so it should have matched it. So id here is a number, but here the id would be a string, so this is an equality, this match would fail. So let me just convert it into a number. Now this problem should be resolved. Let's go ahead and test it. So I get lecture id 48, course react, topic props. If I go back to lecture id 54, course react, topic routing. And let's go to Angular, and this seems to be working fine. Let us look at the next exercise. Make the laptops app as shown in the demo. So here we have the laptops app. It has a nav bar which shows the brands. And if I click on laptops, it shows me showing laptops 1, 2, 3 of 16. So on a page, maximum of 3 laptops are being shown. It's showing filter as none. And I can just navigate. And if I am on the next page, then I get next and previous till I reach the end, and I can go with previous. On the first page, I don't get a previous. So standard navigation. If I click on Acer, it shows me the laptops which have the brand Acer, and here in the filter, whatever we are using as the filter, brand is equal to Acer is shown. Same for Apple, Dell, HP, and we have pagination everywhere. Next, what do we have? All these are clickable here. So let me say click on processor i3. Then the filter becomes processor i3, and we get all the laptops in which the processor is i3, and that is how it works. If I click on 6 GB, it will get all the laptops which have RAM equal to 6 GB, which is what we get here, and so on. So all these 5, brand, processor, RAM, hard disk, and rating, give us the same thing. Then we have model. If we click on model, it just shows us the screen wherein it gets the image of the laptop and also shows those details. We go back and click on somebody else, you'll get a similar data. So this is the structure of the app that we need to build. Look at the URLs. So initially laptops, if I click on it, it shows /all/1. So 1 here is the page number. So this is the first page. So which is what it is showing. And all denotes means all laptops need to be shown. If we click on a brand, we get /brand/Acer and /1, which means the first page wherein we are filtering by brand and the value is Acer. Similarly, you can see /brand/Apple1 or Dell or HP. And if we go to the next page, the page number changes, /brand/HP remains the same. If we go to say processor i7, then it becomes /processor. We are filtering by processor /i7 1. If we go by hard disk, we get /hard disk, the value and the page number. Same for RAM, same for rating. If we go to the model, then it becomes /laptop and the name of the model. We can see it for anybody else also. So /laptop/name of the model. So this is the app we need to construct. So this app will have 4 components. The main component, where the routing is defined. Then we have the nav bar. Then we are showing those laptops, the paginated page, and the component which shows the single laptop. What all navigation do we have? We have /all/page number, which is a route parameter. Then we have /category /value and /page. So the name of the category where we are filtering on, which we said was brand, RAM, hard disk, processor, and rating. The value of that field and the page number. Then we have /model /model. So laptop and the model we are showing, and slash redirects to /all/1. The other components we have are the navbar, laptops, and laptop. So here we have defined the 4 components: laptops, navbar, laptop, and main component. And these are just skeletal components. In the main component, we have in the state the data for the laptops, and this data will be shared as a link in the description so that you get the same data. Now, what do we want here? So the paths that we discussed were /all/page /category /value /page. Then the for showing a laptop /model /model and /. So these are our paths. We also have our nav bar, and in the nav bar we want to show the brands. So first let's construct our nav bar. In our nav bar, let us pass all the brands. So I can just say here, let's destructure const brands comma laptops is equal to this dot state, and we can just pass brands is equal to brands. So now that we have passed brands to the nav bar, in the nav bar we want to show all the brands. So let's destructure brands const brands is equal to this dot props. Now here let's just put a map. So brands dot map brand goes to so let's so these LIs will just get generated for every brand. So let's make, what do we want to display here is the name of the brand, and let's construct the link. The link will be brand slash the name of the brand, which will be dollar brand slash 1. So the first page of it. So this should show our nav bar. This is giving us an error to, again we have used the wrong slashes. So this should give us our nav bar. Let's go ahead and test it. So we get our nav bar working. Now that we have done our nav bar, let's go to our main component. Let's define our routes. So we'll need to import. What all do we need? We need the route, we need switch, and we need redirect from React router down. Let's put our switch and let's start defining our routes. So the first route is path is equal to slash all slash colon page. And what do we do here? Render is equal to props to, and what is the component we will show here? Laptops. So laptops, we spread the props. And what else do we want to pass here as parameter? We would need to pass all the laptops. So laptops is equal to laptops, and we close the route. So this is our first route. Let's define our next route. So let me just copy this route here, and this is colon category colon value colon page. What do we pass here? We will again pass laptops. We'll call laptops with the props spread and laptops as the custom prop. Next, we need the laptop model. So let's implement that. So this is laptop colon model. And what do we call here? We call laptop with the same props. Why do we want to pass laptops? So that we'll be able to find the value of this model from that. And then we need a redirect wherein from is equal to slash and it goes to 2 is equal to slash all slash 1. So this is our main component. Now that we have defined our main component, we need to define our laptops. So notice in the case of laptops, there are these two paths, slash all slash colon page and slash category slash colon category slash colon value slash colon page, which go into laptops. So here in the render, let's destructure const laptops is equal to this dot props. Then we get category value and page as this dot props dot match dot params. So this is the value we get. Note that category and value may or may not be there, which means they could be undefined or they could have a value. So this is something we should keep in mind. Next, if these are defined, if the category is defined, means we need to filter it. So let's do that. So I can say let laptops 1 equal to, now what would be laptops 1? So if not category, if category is undefined, then it is laptops. I don't need to do anything else. What do we need to do? we need to say laptops dot filter. Let's say LT goes to LT of that category is equal to value. So this is the filter we will need to run. So we are saying LT category. So in the category, we are using the same value. If we go back here and look at our laptops, so we would have brand, RAM, hard disk, rating, processor exactly in the same way. So we are saying we are filtering it. So this should work fine. Next, we need to show the filter text. So let me say let filter text is equal to if not category again. So if category is undefined, which means there is no filter. So let me make it none. Else, what do we want to show? We want to show category is equal to value. So we use literal expressions and we show this string. Let's show all these details and we will come to pagination at the end. So once we have our laptops and our filter strings, let's display them. So let us just say fill h6 filter is filter text. Then we need to show our map of the laptop. So I can just say laptops one dot map lt goes to, and here we will just show a table. So div class name. So the structure we showed here was we were showing three values at a time. So we will need to construct our row above this. So let's construct that class name is equal to row. And now within this row, we will just show, say, a column 4. And this is where we will show our laptop. So how do we show our laptop? We will just show our details. So model is equal to lt dot model. Now these were all clickable. So should we implement the clickable? Let's implement it for the categories first. So let's put in the categories after model. It is brand lt dot brand and a break. So how do we make this clickable? So we want this lt dot brand to be clickable. So let's make it a link. So import link from React router DOM. So this will be a link. So now we need to define the two. So what will be 2 be equal to? In this case, we need to show, if we go back to our main component, it should be slash brand, the name of the brand, and page number 1. So this should be, in this case, be slash brand slash lt dot brand slash 1. So this is our link. Let's now copy it and put it for the others. Brand, RAM, processor, hard disk, rating. And let's make these also So this should show our details. So let's go ahead and test it so far. So if we go here, what are we getting? We are getting the details of all these. So let's just now filter them for a maximum of 3. So let's say let laptops 2. So do we need to filter it? We need to filter it to a maximum of 2. So we can say here if, or let's say laptops 1 dot length greater than 3. If this is greater than 3, then what do we need to do? Laptops 1 dot filter lt, and we can use the index also. So just like we use in map, and let us say index should be less than 3. So we get the just the first 3 values. So that's the filter. Otherwise, we are saying it is laptops 1. So let's assign it to let laptops 2 is equal to this. So we will just see the 3 values, and here in the map, let us use laptops 2. So we get 3 values. Let's just put a border and a color. Border BG. Right. So we get our 3. In this case, there is no filter. Now if I click on Acer, I am getting the laptops of Acer, Apple, Dell, HP. So the brand is working fine. If I click on the RAM, I get brand is equal to 4 GB. So why is that? So this should have been slash RAM slash processor slash hard disk slash rating. Let's test it again. So Acer is working fine, Apple, Dell, yes. Now if I click on the RAM, I get RAM is equal to 4 GB, so the filter is fine. If I click on the processor, I get the processor. Hard disk, I get hard disk. Rating, I get rating. So far it's working fine. So what's left here is pagination and then the link to the model. So let's first implement the link to the model. So here I can say link to is equal to, this is slash laptop slash the model. That is what our link should look like. And what is the text shown here? lt dot model. So we have created the link here. Now we need to implement the route for this. So the route for this is laptop and with the props going as colon model and laptops. So let's go to laptop. Let's get the props. So const lap this dot props and const model this dot props dot match dot params. Now once we have gotten the model name, let's get the laptop. So let laptop is equal to laptops dot find lt such that lt dot model is equal to model. Now that we have found the laptop, we just need to show their details. So let's just say H4 model is laptop dot model. let's just center the text. So let me just say text center. Next I need to show an image. So image source is equal to, now what is the source? It is equal to laptop.img. Is that the name? Let's check again. It is image. Then we need to show, say, h6 brand is laptop dot brand, and let's show the other features. RAM, processor, hard disk, rating. So this should work fine. Let's go ahead and test it. So we are on our laptops. If I click on this laptop, there is a problem here. You can see in the URL also there is a problem. Let's go and first check for that. So the URL came from here. We forgot to add a dollar sign. Let's go back and test it again. So the URL is fine and this is working absolutely fine. Let's test it for somebody else. So this is working perfectly fine. So now what is left? What is left here is to paginate this. So we will need to go back to our laptops and we need to implement pagination. So this is page. So let's first say let page num is equal to plus page. Now why did we do this? Because the page here is a string. All the parameters we get from match from params are strings. So we have just converted it into a number. Once we have done that, what are the things we need for pagination? So let me just say put down here. So I need to know which start index, end index to show from. So we'll need that for our filter that we defined here in the laptops. So that's the first thing we need to know. Second thing we need to know is number of pages, and then we should be done. So let's first get our start index from here. So let's first say let size, which is our page size, is 3. We are showing 3 in a row, 3 on a page. So that's our page size. Now once we have gotten our page size and our page number, let's find our start index. So let start index is equal to page number into size. So that is the start index from where we are showing. So if it is 0, if the page number we gotten was 1, so this should be page number minus 1 into size, because the page numbers we are showing from 1, so this should be 0. So if page number was 2, we will show from item number 3. So 0, 1, 2 would go on the first page and from the third in the second page. Second, we want the end index. So now what should we do for our end index? Once we get the start index, what should be our end index? Let end index equal to, now if there are enough items in the array, so how many items does it have? If it has, if start index plus size, if what is the array, it is laptops 1 dot length. If this length is greater than start index plus size. Now, why should it be greater? Suppose there were 3 items in it. So, start index is 0. So, 0, 1, 2 were the elements we want. So, it should be start index plus size minus 1. So, these are the elements we're looking at. Now, if this is greater than that, then we can say end index is start index plus size minus 1. Else it means that there are fewer elements. So else it is laptops 1 dot length minus 1. Now why is it minus 1? Because the index starts from 0, whereas the length will start from 1. So if there are 6 elements, the indexes will be 0 to 5, whereas the length is 6. So now we know the start index, we know the end index. So we can now start showing it. So here we can say h6 showing now start index plus 1 to end index plus 1 of laptops 1 dot length. So we are showing these many items. Now we need to add the pagination function. So here below our row, we will add another row here. Div class name is equal to row. Div class name is equal to column 2. So now when should we show previous? We should show previous when our start index is greater than 0, which means there are values to the left. So here we should say start index greater than 0. So if start index is greater than 0, then we will show a link, and that link will be previous. We will build the value later, else we will not show anything. So this becomes our here, and similarly we can say div class name is equal to column 8, and we don't do anything here, and we want the next. So this would be next. Now what's the condition for next? The condition for next is end index. So what should be my end index? My end index should be laptops 1 dot length. So if it is less than that, minus 1. So if my index is less than this, I need the next. Otherwise, I don't need the next. There is no next here. So now we need to build the link. So the link will be 2 is equal to. Now there would be two kinds of links here because we are coming either from the slash all. So let's just do it for the slash all first. And if that works fine, then we will implement it for the rest. So let's go. How do we do it? Slash all. And what should be the page number? So we have the page number here. So if we are going to the previous, then we should just say page num minus 1. And here what will be the link? 2 is equal to slash all slash page num plus 1. So these should be our pages. Now what is left here is we need to implement our laptops too. So we need to run our filter based on our index. So now what should it be? Now index should be greater than equal to start index, and index should be less than equal to end index. And this is something we should do after we have defined our start index and our end index. So let's test it now. So I get 1 to 3 of 16. This looks fine. I get next. I get 4 to 6 of 16. 7 to 9 of 16, 10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 16 of 16. If I click on previous, this seems to be working fine. Let's test it for somebody else. Acer, 1 to 3 of 7. And here, okay, here we are getting an error. Why? Because we have not implemented it for the others. We just mapped it to all. So let's now do that. So here what should we do? Now we should say if not category. If category was falsy, which means this is our index. Otherwise, what should be a link? It should be, we need the category slash then the value slash and the same thing, page num minus 1. Let's do the same thing here. So let me just copy this part. And the page num will be page num plus 1. Let's test it. So the laptops seem to be working fine. If I go to Acer, I get 1 to 3 of 7. So it gives me 4 to 6 of 7. The URL is /brand/Acer2. Perfect. If I go on next, I get 7 to 7 of this and a previous, which takes me to 2. And this seems to be working fine. Here I don't get a next or a previous because there are only 2 items. This seems to be working fine. Now let's look at 1 to 3 of 6. So 4 to 6 of 6. So this is also seemingly working fine. And we can check it for all our values. So this seems to be working fine. So what we implemented here was also pagination. So this is a fairly standard way of using pagination. So also see how do we implement that. So here we have learned the basics of routing and how do we use router parameters with the standard route components, which are browser router, the route, the switch, the link, and the redirect.